Well, hello, everybody. I'm Larry Little.
And I'm Melissa Jackson.
And here we are. I mean, we are in summertime.
Doesn't
Melissa.
it feel good? I love
it.
summer. I love the food of summer. I
Yep.
love the warmth until it gets unbearable. But we're right in the good place.
All right. So you're grilling out. It's summertime. It's beautiful weather.
Mm-hmm.
And your go-to on the grill: hot dogs, hamburgers. What is it? What do you like?
A hamburger. Well,
You're
I
a
like
hamburger?
hot dogs too. I mean, they're both really good. I like a hot dog that is a little burnt. How about you?
Well, I like that too. I'm a hamburger guy probably first, just because I like a good hamburger. Who doesn't? But if the hot dog, we have this thing in our area, I guess it's everywhere, but it's called Conecuh.
Yeah.
Conecuh sausage, and their sausage, and I love Conecuh sausages on the grill. And I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a little spicy sausage, incredibly good. And you put a little brown mustard and dip it in that.
Do you put some cheese on the top of it and melt the cheese on the grill too?
No.
No?
But I'm not a cheese guy. But I'm sure a lot of people are. Is that what you do?
That's true.
You like a little cheese?
Yeah, and other things. I like vegetables on the grill.
Yeah.
I like to grill vegetables.
Well, now you've gone into another genre. So now we're looking at like what I would call an evening meal. And so we're talking steak. We're talking a wonderful ribeye on the grill with grilled veggies. Come on.
Man, I'm hungry.
Good.
I need to eat.
I will tell you, we'll tell a little bit about our lifestyle here, but we make this thing in the summer because you have to do it outside. And you'll hear why. We call it crack. And we love it. It's crack because it's so addictive. It's so addictive. So you take green tomatoes, you take onion and okra, not okra, even though we're from the South, okra. Take okra and you chop them all up, dice them up, right? And then you put flour and you shake them up and get floured real good. And then you got this and then you get a fry daddy and, pour that oil in there, get it hot, sit it outside by the grill. And then, the idea is, so you fry it. You fry that fried green tomato, you fry the okra. And then the idea is you have that, along with your meal. It never happens, like never, because by the time they're coming out, as soon as I can pop them in my mouth, I'm eating them. Like, I don't know if we've ever made it really to the table. Maybe we have, but I love crack. So the summer food, I love crack. I'm addicted.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know. Well, this is timely because you just got back and I'm headed out, and we're going to talk about vacation. Have you ever gone on a vacation and have you ever come back, more tired than when you left?
Oh, goodness. Where you need a vacation from the vacation. Yes. And I'm sure people can identify with that. They understand that. There's always some dynamics that go along with that.
There are. And, it's kind of something we don't talk about a lot, but one of the things that we see, that we experience is vacations that don't meet our expectations. We come back maybe disappointed, needs aren't met. Some people like to go and, rest and renew. Some people like to go and see, and getting all those different personalities built into this vacation. It can be quite complex, and what we had in our mind and vision is a wonderful, fun vacation for our family could turn into, boy, I don't want to do that again.
And when that happens, there is a tone set with everyone, right?
Yeah.
And you're in that mode, and you come back to reality of laundry and getting everybody back in a routine. And so, you come back hitting the ground running, and it's just, you haven't relaxed. You haven't caught your breath.
And they say, when you come back, you pay for going on vacation. So, now you're already coming back tired,
at work,
come back now.
At home. Yeah. So there's some things that we can do on the front end during the vacation to be able to do that differently.
Yeah, there are. And I'll tell you what's interesting to me is if you look at some stats around this, around vacation, 1 in 4 Americans took no vacation in 2025, which goes back to what we were talking about. Maybe it's because they know it's more trouble than it's worth, which I think is interesting. Workers left $312 billion on the table with unused PTO.
Oh, wow.
How about
wow.
that? Isn't that interesting in 2020?
Yeah. And look at this one. Nearly 60% of travelers report experiencing stress while planning or taking the vacation. So you're going to de-stress probably, or you're wanting to kind of get away from everything and get in a different gear and relax. But then you experience all this stress while you're there, or planning it, and you're stressed.
And I get it. I mean, especially if you're flying or you're going to, somewhere, away. It is stressful getting there. It's stressful. The whole thing is just stress.
Driving
traffic. Is stressful. Flying is stressful. Just both are. So I get it. It's not surprising, but it's important. That's why it's critical that we pay attention to this stat. Differing expectations are among the leading causes of vacation conflict.
Differing expectations.
Yeah.
So people have different expectations going into a vacation. Yeah. They have different ways that they want to operate on the vacation.
Isn't that interesting? And 54% of Americans reported returning from vacation feeling tired or exhausted. It's awful, isn't it? But I get it. I get it.
Well, I think that, returning from a vacation feeling tired or exhausted, there are specific places that I think about when I see that. And, that parents take their children to, and they spend a lot of time. It is the funnest place on the planet.
In the world, And the parents come back exhausted after being up in that hotel room with the kids and running all day and sweating and going.
It makes me think about, I was just returning from a trip, and there was this family that they had the shirts on and everything. And there was a gentleman that was, older behind me. And he said, look at them, look at where they've been. I said, they have just been to the greatest place, in the world. And he was like, some say. So I thought he's had an experience or two.
He's had an experience. And that's why it's important when we go on vacation to think about the purpose of that vacation. I'm about to take off for a vacation that is not about rest. It's not about, sometimes, my favorite place in the world is obviously, what I think is the most beautiful place in the world, and that's the beach, specifically down at Gulf Shore, shout out. And I love to go down there. I love to work down there. I can rest and renew. I can go on long walks and just kind of renew my mind. And it's my space. It's my place. This is not that. We're about to take a trip, and this is about seeing everything we can see in a week, or so, and putting all this, energy into experiencing new things and looking at new things. So it's quite different than when we go to the beach.
Well, I like this concept where we're headed and we're going to talk about, because it's being intentional just to make sure everybody's on the same page. It's not something that you think about when you're planning for a vacation, or you're trying to get everybody packed, and you're getting ready to go, and you're trying to make sure everything is taken care of in your home that you're leaving, and all these details. And so it's not something that most of us spend energy, forethought to think about. How do you talk about the expectation of your trip? How do you get on the same page for your trip so that everybody can have some fun? They can have some of their expectations met.
I think this is going to be relevant to all of us to help us. We think about, you guys are headed out, you're going on vacation of some sort, or going to the lake, or going to the beach, or going to wherever. It's real. I think some of these things are going to help us, and let's take a minute and look at these personality things again, and because different personalities, they look at a trip differently.
They need different things.
They need different. Like, I'll give you an example. So I told you we're about to head out to trip. It's overseas. Okay. So I have, we get all this information from our person that's navigating all of the trip for us, and so she sends us these documents. The other day we got a document, and she said, here are documents. We're in a group of friends going, here are the documents for your group. And, I know some of you will read every detail. And then she says my wife's name, Melanie, because my wife, the camel, will read every detail of those documents. Now, would we like to hear how many documents I've read?
You're getting ahead of her, and you are going to read everyone.
It means so much to me, those details.
Yes. Well, what you're saying, so some people want an adventure on their vacation.
Right.
Some people want to rest and kick it in neutral.
Right.
Some people want to connect. They want to make sure they have time and energy for conversation. Some people want freedom. They want freedom from a schedule, from a watch, a time frame.
Be alone,
So everybody, has something different.
Yep. So as we think about that, first, make sure we know our purpose of where we're going. Now we have our purpose aligned. If we're going on a sightseeing trip is one thing. If we're going on a beach trip, it's a lake trip, it might be another. But let's look at how personalities might view or might jump into these trips that we're planning. So our competent camels, like I just mentioned too with my wife, they love, the whole thing about camels is they love the preparation for the trip. They love to think about it, read everything, prepare, get packed, get everything. Everything, get organized. They have been, if you're going on vacation, they start weeks ahead thinking about vacation and planning, and get, they'll be packed early and, processed in structure. They want to know the plan. They need to know the plan. They need to feel like they know what's coming. And so they'll research things. All these sites that we got research going on. We got all kind. We need an itinerary for every day, and we need to be able to check that.
The enjoyment is in the process.
Yeah.
The enjoyment is in thinking about preparing this for who I'm going to be with, and how can we enjoy that? Because I'm creating a process that is going to, provide these memories. It's going to create a connection for our family, and so the details, thinking through, and as you're thinking about this, you're seeing these memories that are going to play out or form. And so camels love that.
They love it. And I know you've experienced that in your family. You have a secondary camel in your house, and I have a primary camel in mine, and on trips they are our research person. They go after it. They plan it. They get our
and I appreciate that, because if you're taking a train ride, you need to know,
right.
The details around those things.
100%.
If you're doing something, you don't want to just show up at the gate, and so it's super important.
It's so nice,
very
and
valuable.
It's very valuable and very energy saving, because it's exhausting for me to think to do all those things. But the problem is now we kind of depend on them to do it all the time. So when they don't, we can be in trouble. But those camels are processors. Our leading lions, for them it's important that we have a big picture. Hey, let's have some adventure. Let's have some fun. Let's go get some things. Let's get out and conquer the city. Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, I want to back up for just a minute too on those camels. So we're talking about what they enjoy about a vacation, and that's the preparation and the planning. And so I think if we're talking about what they need too around that, is they've done all the pre-work. And so I think it is important to be able to come back to those camels and make sure we appreciate all that they've put together to get the family where they need to go. You look
okay. Camels, we appreciate you.
I wish
Thank
people
you
could
to
see
all the
his
camels.
face. He's
What
not
do we
with
do?
me. He hasn't gone back there with me. He's really struggling.
Let's validate the camels.
This.
Okay.
You need to hear this.
Thank you for all your detail. We do appreciate them. Really. I'm serious. We do.
Now he's placating us. So we should just move on. So back to those lions. Let's move to the lions.
All right. Thank you, camels. One more time. Thanks to the camels. Shout out to all the camels.
That sounds very authentic, doesn't it? It's coming from a very sincere place. Just move on.
Can we move now?
Do
I need to validate again? No, we're good. We're good.
Please don't do that. So let's talk about the lions. The lions, yes, they want an adventure. They want something that that is gonna be exciting, and something that they've maybe had a thought about and thought, well, wouldn't that be cool to go do? We should make that happen on a side trip, right?
Look, lions just say, camels, look, this is a place where you can lead. I'm glad to be there. I got the big picture. I want to go see the whatever, but you tell me how we're going to get there, and that's called teamwork, and it works. They're going, done. Let's go get it done. They may not have a clue about how to get there and the details and the timing it takes and all that.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
In fact, that's like a little challenge. If I can, I have only this amount of time and we can get from here to here, it's a challenge and they're on board for that memory.
I will say this, these lines also will tend to task, even when they're supposed to be on vacation. So we have to kind of be aware of that. And there's some ways we can help manage that, but the lions are going to be checking their emails. They're going to be working a lot. I mean, even on vacation, because they have things they need to get done.
Mm-hmm. To understand that they need some of that, I think is important. You kind of want them to do some of that because they're going to probably drive you crazy if they don't have something to accomplish. So it might look like part of the expectation is giving that person permission, but then also being able to talk about, what else you want to create.
Yep.
To give that lion, some verbal, direct conversation of, I am going to need you to come sit down for a little while and just hang out us look at the water or whatever the case may be.
I think you're right. I love that what you said, the verbal expectations you're setting. We'll talk about expectations in a minute too. I love that. And that helps them because then they can modify their behavior. They can get there. And then it becomes a choice for them once they become aware. So that's great. That's a great word. People loving parrots. Oh, this is an easy one. Melissa, what do they want to do? I mean, let's go have some fun. Let's have socialization. Let's laugh.
Spontaneity of seeing something that together that we never even thought we could see.
I want that parrot beside me because I want the parrot to start talking to the locals and find out the inside scoop on things. If I'm interested in the culture or if I'm interested, those parrots can get those conversations going and bring people into the experience.
But you wouldn't have gotten there, Larry, if you didn't have the camel that helped you get there. I just want to plug that one more time.
Back to the camel.
But anyway.
Thank you, camels. We love you, camels.
So in that parrot, when you can kind of get there with them, some of that fun, those are the memories you don't forget. Those are the things like you tell the story, for years and years and years to come, because it was probably like a little chaotic and fun. It was maybe a little crazy. Maybe, it was something that creates this memory that lasts a lifetime.
All right. I have to tell you a memory. So we were traveling with some friends and we were all friends, and we were on a cruise ship, right? And we had docked for an excursion, and we all went to do this excursion. And a friend of mine and she was just a great friend, and we've been friends for years with her family. And she is the biggest parrot you've ever met in your life. I mean, she is a parrot. So I'm on vacation. I'm kind of in that parrot mode as well at that time. And so we start talking, and we were talking about something and just laughing and having a great time. We're walking down the dock where you have to get in line and show your credentials to get back on the ship. We're just talking to people around us, having a great time, asking them where they're from. We get up to the ship. You have to show your credentials. We reach out and put our credentials in the scanner. I mean, sirens go off. I mean, here comes security. I mean, everybody's looking at it. And come to find out, we were trying to get on the wrong ship. We had walked all the way down the pier, all the way into the ship that we had that was not our ship, wasn't even our company.
Goodness, that's
and they were like, yeah, thank goodness they were gracious, and they did not arrest us on this wherever we were. But yeah, it's
just
been
pat you on the back.
Hey guys, your ship is like over there. Like you're not even in the same area. I don't know what y'all were doing.
It's a great story.
It's a great story. Yeah.
That is a great story. And everybody that you tell that to, I'm sure enjoys that laughter and the humor. And so, those parrots, they want to be able to create those new experiences. And so you got to have some of those.
You got to have, and let's just go back and say camels would never do that. They would have to.
Not on their own.
Another shout out to our camels. They would have had those details covered. They'd have been on the right ship every time.
But we all need each other, and those camels need those parrots for, you remember that time?
All right, tranquil turtles, talk about it.
Yes. So the turtle needs on vacation to be a turtle. They need permission to be. They need permission to unwind, to just relax, to be able to catch their breath, and to just kind of kick it in neutral.
Yeah, I will tell you, this is a little inside baseball, I think, on how we travel or what we do. When I go on vacation, if I'm like traveling with somebody, especially if it's just like us and them, like another couple. Man, it's important that person be a turtle, or at least know how to have turtle time. Because if I'm going to rest or renew, last thing I want is, somebody causing chaos or thinking we have to be gone. So turtles are wonderful. They're great to travel with. They're fun to be with. They're very flexible. I like turtles.
I love turtles, and my turtle. So like when we go to the beach, it is so much fun because we like to have our morning time, and it takes a lot of, we have a lot of time, and we watch everybody go down and set up their chairs, and we watch the early risers. I mean, they get out there before they're claiming their spot on the beach. I mean, and they, people are fishing. It's like really early in the morning, but they're it might be raining. They're claiming their spot, and we're just sitting up there having our coffee, going, look at that.
You know what?
Look at that happening.
Look at down there. Well, they got a good spot, didn't they?
Right. Well, look at that rain coming down. I had stopped that person. But in all seriousness, turtles, they just want to be able to relax a little bit. And I'm with you. We need some turtle time.
You gotta
but
have
it's
those
this
turtles.
thought of understanding those that you're on the vacation with, who they are, and what they need.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can have a piece of the vacation and get a chance to renew.
So that's the key, is setting appropriate expectations, knowing who they are, knowing their personalities, setting expectations around those. And I think when we do that, it really sets us up to, if you're lying to say, hey guys, I'm going to be working, at this part of the vacation. And it's not that I don't want to be on vacation, just that I need to work. And boy, that allows everybody to kind of know. Same thing, to know that parrot needs some spontaneity. That turtle needs that early morning turtle time. That's a gift to your turtle, to turtle, have that turtle time with him. To know that camels need to know, okay, what's going to be the plan for the second half of the day or the second half. So I think just knowing that, and really it comes down to choosing to reach out to others, choosing to understand them and allowing ourselves maybe to be uncomfortable because we're, it's parts of the vacation, because it's not about us. It's about those we care about, those we're on vacation with.
So here's the shift. I want to make sure we're giving a good shift for you to consider, to think about, how do you adjust this? How do you adjust the scenario? How can you shift from making sure, the experience is just what you want it to be? You're trying so hard, maybe controlling the experience, to managing the expectation. And really to manage that expectation, it happens more on the front end of having some conversation, being able to start that conversation no matter what your personality is. If you're a turtle, put the conversation out there. Yep. If you're whoever you might be, being able to create the conversation and help everybody get a little bit of what they need while they're on that vacation.
It's so important to remember that, everybody doesn't enjoy the same things that I do. They don't enjoy the same things and the same. So understanding that renewal looks different, fun looks different to everybody. Each person,
different ages need different things. Yeah, but being able to have those kind of conversations and to see how does it impact how you feel after the vacation.
Look, most disappointments in vacation come from unspoken expectations, not a bad destination.
Say that again.
Yeah, most disappointments on vacation come from unspoken expectations, not bad destinations. How about that? It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so we want to challenge you to take that shift and do something different this time. Larry, how would you apply that shift?
Well, I think it's time to shift right now, and we're gonna shift to what everybody they ask for. They climb.
Have you really considered that?
We want, so it's a summertime and they're going on vacation, and we want to send them off with a laugh. We want to send them off with a bang. So I've got a dad joke for us today, and are you ready for this dad joke?
I'm not sure I am, but it looks like you are.
Well, I
what
am.
is it?
Well,
just lay it out there.
So we talked about vacation. We talk about different personalities and how we can frustrate others, and we've talked about how we're all different in our personalities. And so this could really happen here. My wife, who's a camel, my wife was upstairs and she shouted down to me. She said, "Do you ever get a shooting pain across your body, like someone's got a voodoo doll of you and they're stabbing it?" "No," I replied. There was a pause. And then she said, "How about now?"
Make a little
There
shift.
you go.
That will bring a big difference.
Oh,
is our
my
challenge
goodness.
from today.
Yes, it is. Thank you for joining us. I hope you've laughed a little bit and had some fun and maybe had a thought or two about your vacation. You guys have a great summer. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of those you love, live with, and lead. We'll see you next time on RelationShifts.
Little shifts that make a big difference. RelationShifts. Little shifts that make a big difference.